Just before we do get to this video, boys, this video is actually sponsored by ARK Unlimited. ARK Unlimited is a brand new PvP PvE Steam cluster with 10 times rates and a ton of quality of life mods such as S+, Kraken's better dinos, awesome spiders, and much more. In just 4 weeks of existence, this cluster not only became a preferred client with their host, but also started showing up on the front page of the top 25 unofficial clusters. So there is a lot of things that they're doing right. ARK Unlimited labeled itself as a chill PvP PvE server and not a hardcore PvP server like MTS or a 100 times Purge server, for example. The biggest highlight for this cluster is its community. The community is very mature, averaging around ages of 20 years old. Everybody gets along well and players stick around for long-term PvP, which means there's going to be plenty of raids as well as PvP near the end of the wipe, which is obviously what everyone likes. There are also active admins, regular events, awesome giveaways, and an in-game shop at your fingertips. PvP on ARK Unlimited is fun, respectful, high quality, and non-toxic, so you're not going to get those salty 12-year-olds that are crying because you killed their dodo. In addition to their boosted rates, ARK Unlimited also offers white flags for new players, post-raid protection, and the ability to rebuild on PvE after a wipe, so you can hop back into the PvP action in no time. The cluster is also only a month old, so there are plenty of building spots available. It's not too late to hop in, so make sure you check out their Discord down in the link below. Yo, what's going on, boys? Welcome back to another video. So today's video is going to be a little bit different to usual. I didn't have much time on my hands and I really needed to get a video out as my upload schedule do be looking a little bit like Kishko's. So I did what I could with the hours that I had, and here's what happened. Hour 1 started off with me spawning into Extinction to do my note run. "15 minutes later, I found myself at a terminal transferring to Genesis 2 to get myself a Bloodstalker. We need to go and grab ourselves a Stalker. Yet again, we're on Genesis 2 to do it just because of how easy it is. However, this time it's not going to take us 5 minutes, so I'm going to just cut straight to the point where I'm taming the Stalker, boys. Alright, we got the Stalker. Perfect, we spawned exactly where I wanted to spawn. Yeah, once we got Crab-Pod, we'll be able to go and get what we need to over on Crystal Isles. However, I've seen my Bloodstalkers in upload and CBA to find a drop on Crystal Isles because that is long. However, we are going to have to sit here for the next 10 minutes listening, or should I say waiting for HLNA to finish waffling. So yeah, I guess I'll cut back to the point where she's ready. Okay, HLNA has finished waffling, so grab ourselves a cryopod. Nobody's here. Creatures, Bloodstalker. Right, we want to go here because this is normally where I find most of my drops. So we'll go here. And that is a drop, just like I said. We'll yeet you out, and ping is 170 on here, so that's always nice, especially when we're using our Bloodstalker. Nice. With our basic kit now acquired, I went over into the Beehive Cave when I found a player trying to leave. I did what anybody else would have done and went in for the PvP. With nothing but bowlers and a chainsaw, I had to try and kill him with what I had. However, this guy's melee was no match for my chainsaw, so I jumped straight back onto my Bloodstalker, getting a lucky one-tap kill. Ouch, he's a melee bob. Got him. Now this guy has some okay loot. Now it wasn't anything insanely valuable, but it would definitely help us along our journey. After farming some basic resources, I decided to farm some drops for about 15 minutes, hoping to get something good. However, it would appear that luck wasn't on my side, so I decided to transfer off to go get a base started. When I went to transfer out, I managed to snag myself a flak helmet PP. Now although this would be helpful, it wasn't really one of the most vital blueprints, so I uploaded it and continued on with my journey. Hour 2 started in the lava cave on center, with me setting up some forges. Cool. Alright, that's done. All the metal is smelting. So I decided to take a break and I actually ended up falling asleep. The next morning when I logged on, my forges had been raided and there was nothing left. Luckily for me, I uploaded myself the night before, so I didn't lose anything. However, when I logged on, I ended up finding a guy that looked like he had just raided a base. Now I did end up killing him, however you won't actually see that clip because Nvidia decided to do something like this. Okay, so I was just recording with my bad mic for some reason, but as you were seeing, we just killed someone. I didn't actually see what I got. So, yeah, let's see. Okay, we got cried Wyvern, that's pretty terrible. We cried PTs, which are decent levels. A nice Fabby, another nice Fabby. Eraser. And we got a 188 shotgun, nice. Some plant disease. Okay. Not bad, boys. Not bad at all. We got 5C4 as well, so we'll actually be able to go raid a base, which will be nice. So yeah, not a bad start. Load of raw metal, which is also very nice. That's helpful. After my last idea on center didn't really go to plan, I decided to go over to Extinction as I figured this would probably be one of the safest spots for me to build in, and well, I was mistaken. 95 ingots, so yeah, this shouldn't take too long to get our cliff plat. With my forges burning, I figured now would be the safest time for me to go out and get level 100. Although that would seem to be deemed incorrect, there wasn't really much that I could have done to prevent it. Upon reaching level 100, I went back to base when I stumbled into a base that seemed like it could be an easy raid. The owners looked offline, however that would soon to also be proven false when they both came out to try and fight me. I decided to kill their PT along with their Wyvern as it seemed a little bit fishy that these guys had been online and my base had also just been wiped. With this being the only base in the area, it sort of led me to believe it was them who found me. With only a level 50 Bloodstalker and a shotgun that wasn't really the highest of damage, I knew that there would only be really one way this could go. One of which would be me dying, and that seemed like the one that was weighing the highest. So I figured I'd cut my losses and leave and hopefully come back at a later stage to raid their base. After escaping the two people, I managed to find a little hidden indent in the side of the rocks in the Wasteland. This happened to also be above the Wasteland cave when I noticed that the turrets on Wasteland cave happened to be offline. So I went in there to see if there was any scraps remaining when I found a mannequin body that had a little bit of loot. It was nothing crazy, but it was definitely something that would be helpful at this stage. We'll take the forges, I need them. Take you. Take you. Take thatch. Take them, take them, take them. No, don't need any of you. Interesting. So just because, you know, it wanted to add to the amount of luck that I had, my recording decided to corrupt. Now the end of it was basically some guy ended up finding my base. Now I had my base in the side of a cliff, as you all know, and somebody must have either followed me back from the Wasteland cave or just happened to stumble into me. We got into a bit of PvP and inevitably I ended up dying and, well, lost everything I had. So I took a little break and about 2 hours later I came back and, well, I got pretty lucky. So I didn't actually get it on record and my Nvidia software did the exact same thing as it did with the kill. To cut a long story short, I ended up flying through Genesis 2 to get a Bloodstalker when I stumbled into this guy's forges. The guy had logged off and, well, he had a lot of juicy loot for me. Come on, give me bare metal. Oh, look at that, bro. Fucking jackpot. 1k metal per forge. That is what I like to see. Juice. Oh, good. Bro, Genesis 2 is cracked.
Oh, good.
Yeah, come on. That good no. Oh, fucking filled with pearls and shit. Shit. Did the bag of the fabricator like disappear? Unfortunately, there was no fabricator bag. However, I was over the moon with the resources I had got. So I decided to carry on my journey, go get a Bloodstalker, when I stumbled into a guy that looked like he had crashed.
Your name is watching out, headshot that shit.
He was fucking loaded. Bro, he was loaded. My guy lagged out. Yo!
Oh shit!
My guy was loaded.
Oh my god.
Bro, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
My man was loaded. He had a fucking cryo stego on him. You probably don't know what that is, but I need that to raid. It's a stegosaurus. You know what a stegosaurus is if you fucking went to school. I didn't notice it right away, but it turned out he actually happened to have two stegos, and they both happened to be a male and female. I also didn't notice that he'd also bred them up previously, and he did actually have an egg. Hour 3 started off with a very close call. I managed to make a cliff plat with the resources that I got from Genesis. I made myself a couple fabricators, a smithy, as well as a vault to store my loot. Now thankfully, because we got level 100 earlier in the video, I was able to skip the stage of light turrets and go straight to heavies. After about 10 minutes of waiting, we finally had our second heavy turret and things were starting to look good. It was coming nearly to the start of hour 4 when I decided to take a little bit of a break. There was nothing really else for me to do other than sit and wait for some electronics to craft, as I didn't want to leave my base unattended.
Everybody put your hands in the air.
Hour 4 started with me running the red drops that were inside my cave. First drop I didn't really get too lucky, however the second drop gave me a little bit of luck. It wasn't the most valuable weapon, or should I say the BP of choice, however it would definitely be useful. For the rest of hour 4 I didn't really do anything interesting other than tame some high level Bloodstalkers. At the start of hour 5 I went on to farming some poly in the aberration rad zone. I tried to do it over on crystallars, however we got into a little bit of PvP, leading my Bloodstalker to about 5 HP. With enough polymer farmed, I went back to base and was able to make myself a chem bench as well as an indie forge. With my indie forge down, I figured now would be the perfect time to start hatching my stego egg. After patiently waiting for about 5 minutes, I came to the realization that I had actually got twins. I claimed both of them, moved them out, gave them some berries when I realized that I didn't actually have enough to feed them. So I went outside to grab some more berries, came back, stuck them in their inventory, and they sat there and grew. Near the end of hour 5, I started to make myself 8 heavies that I would use to stick on my base. Part of hour 6 I spent on Extinction when I actually found a base on top of a pillar that I'd built on before. The tribe of it looked like they had actually quit, as it said quit after 3 hours for Lego, which is, if you don't know, another server that is also on the Windows 10 cluster. I thought I could be lucky and perhaps maybe break one of the plant egg to see if there's any exposing cables. Unfortunately I was not lucky and I may or may not have missed 90% of my arrows. After getting absolutely nowhere with flame arrows, I decided to cut my losses and went back to base. I then started editing this video that you're watching now, only to tab back into my game to find that I'd actually been online raided, and I didn't actually know about it. Now I do have a sneaky suspicion of how they did it. Now, if any of you were paying attention, you would have actually seen that my generator was half in the mesh, half not. However, it was still accessible, which means it still technically can be flame arrowed. So, technically speaking, it was an easy raid. However, like I said, I only had a couple hours to play, so it didn't really bother me. But this video did take a while to edit, so if you could show your support by leaving a like and perhaps subscribing to the channel, it would mean a lot. Over 80% of you that watch my videos aren't subscribed, so if you could go down below and hit that subscribe button and maybe turn it down to maybe, I don't know, a little bit less, that would mean a lot to me. But yeah, with that being said, boys, hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one.